I wrote a poem. I hold, uphold, and show what you behold. I wrote a poem, not a story to be told. Not a story to be told, especially the sad truth. None of you pay attention to those anyway these days. For man who pukes what is true is not seen to be sane in our soil. As we tell not told tales, we tell what told days are afraid to explain, what thoughts leave undisplayed, and where breath leaves detail. We are bestowed upon with the need and desire to know all that the one above engineered and hid, the hidden messages, paths, and gifts. We hope to feed one who's hungry for what is true, and allot the seed to those who want to heed. I wrote a poem.
I wrote a poem to escape for a few seconds and be free. Tired immensely I am of this habitat of ours called world. A habitat where doing what's right is a drag. A habitat where one is an imbecile for he practices obedience. A habitat where one who sells pain gets paid a fortune. Gets paid a fortune and is respected for he is brave. Am I talking to anyone with these riddled conversations I have with myself? Do you hear or heed what you read? Do you take it as a seed, or will it be added to your seed? Miserably I fail to visibly entail the tough guy tale, which wiggles one inhales rough atmosphere amidst. For I am this respectful and least projectful of being resentful, and this in bravery's eyes makes me a whole fool. I wrote a poem.
I wrote a poem. I'm named delusional and unusual, for I passed on my love and eyes to one person. I'm considered to be one who doesn't explore life enough. I'm considered to be one who's just existing and not living, one who's futile and fearful. Minds are lost and so are hearts. Minds are aloft and still does hurt. Nonetheless, still a part of me, so far away I'm from the epitome. I wrote a poem not to be known, but to make known. Intelligence is far superior than the norm. We're not dim-witted just emotionally, uneducated and apparently mentally. I wrote a poem.
I wrote a poem to ask why we turn on a blind eye to what's right and take our valuable time to make excuses for what's wrong. Strike me for being loving and caring. Judge me if you see fit for being real. However, what is true will stay put and watch over all with a grin on its face. And speaking of truth, what is true is that we are all afraid to admit that our habitat is shattered. Our habitat is shattered and is beyond repair. For we failed to understand that we fell by our hand, and we have failed our realm, and yet ponder about another. But what if you're in righteous vicinity and you're already messing it up? Is it safe to say we're not safe today because of how unsafe we've made ourselves from hate, race, class, sex, all these divisions made us upset? We never took time to understand. We programmed the one I'm for is the one I stand for. It should have been understand what I'm for before you stand against me. Understanding should have taken the lead to replace a selfish need with a narrow-minded lead. Where are we heading? Some of us know, some of us don't. Some of us think we do while we wrote a poem.